The book addresses schoolers, businessmen and revolutionaries, giving unexpected insights into the possibilities of proclaimed disadvantages. Filled with life stories of all sorts of underdogs, this book is an easy read. For ones who want to take their reading further, the book is filled with notes and references to researches and books that Gladwell used for his research. Malcolm Gladwell's David and Goliath is a story about underdogs, misfits, and the art of battling giants.
So, David in that story is supposed to be the underdog, right? In fact, that term, David and Goliath, has entered our language as a metaphor for improbable victories by some weak party over someone far stronger. Now, why do we call David an underdog? Well, we call him an underdog because he's a kid, little kid, and Goliath is this big, strong giant. We also call him an underdog because Goliath is an experienced warrior, and David is just a shepherd.
Although Gladwell brings up interesting cases of the underdog winning, he only shares very specific and rare occurrences. The underdog may have certain advantages, but the disadvantages cannot be overlooked. Everyone has his or her own interpretation and attitude towards their situation, and that is what is shared here. First-generation students describe their perspectives.
Correct. I was the first member of my family to go to college, and so it was a bit scary, going out there, on my own, breaking new territory for my family. So sometimes it was a little bit, hesitant to make decisions on my own, and didn't really have the feedback of parents who went through the same experiences as I was about to. I think overall I would probably consider being a first-generation college student a disadvantage. Just because of the lack of knowing what to expect and getting advice from my parents. I think there was one area though where it was an advantage in my case, and that was that because my parents didn't really know much about possible career choices or what I should major in. They gave me a lot of freedom to do what I wanted to do. There were no resources for first-generation college kids when I went to school. Or at least the college that I went to.
Which was?
Harvard. But I'm really happy to see that Santa Clara has the LEAD program to offer this kind of aid to you folks. I think it's hard to really compensate for the lack of parental knowledge about a lot of the decisions that a college student would need to make. I think that's a really valuable resource that's hard to duplicate.
I think I'm a little bit of both. I was part of AVID, and they really helped me pay for like my SAT test and my AP test, and so when all the other students who weren't first generation students had to pay all of that money, I kind of felt advantaged compared to.
But more than anything, I think I had like a different outlook on things. I was going to be the person to start the legacy, if that made sense. And so that's what I feel like first generation students are all about. Starting the legacy for not only your name, but for names that like will never resonate with yours just because it may be from a different background. But at the same time, you're that person that's breaking down those barriers for those students. And that's what I find first generation students to be. And I'm really grateful to have been one and to have been one of the pioneers for these individuals.